Good day, learners, and welcome to another lesson with Teacher Diane. Today you will learn about the media and information sources. You are expected to demonstrate an ability to examine and compare information from various sources in order to evaluate its reliability, accuracy, authority, timeliness, and bias. Determine the accuracy, reliability, and value of information by questioning the source of data, limitations of the information gathering tools or strategies, and the rationale of the conclusions. Define indigenous media and contrast indigenous media to the more common sources of information such as library, internet, etc. Are you ready? Let's go! The examples shown are news about the implementation of face-to-face classes. The first one is from the Facebook page of the Department of Education. The next one is from the Inquirer.net, and the last one is from a Facebook post of a random individual. Now the question is, which source is more reliable? Nowadays, gathering news and information can be done quickly and easily through various media, such as television, radio, newspaper, and through social media. But how do we know if the news or the information that we gathered is credible or fake? Here are some of the things we need to consider in gathering information through various media. The first one is reliability of information. Information is said to be reliable if it can be verified and evaluated. It also refers to the trustworthiness of the source in evaluating and reliability of information. Next, we have accuracy of information. Accuracy refers to the closeness of the report to the actual data. Measurement of accuracy varies depending on the type of information being evaluated. Forecasts are said to be accurate if the report is similar to the actual data. Financial information is considered accurate if the values are correct, properly classified, and presented. Next, we have value of information. Information is said to be of value if it aids the user in making or improving decisions. Authority of the source. Much of the information we gather daily do not come from a primary source, but are passed on through secondary sources such as writers, reporters, and the like. Sources with an established expertise on the subject matter are considered as having sound authority on the subject. Timeliness. Reliability, accuracy, and value of information may vary based on the time it was produced or acquired. While a piece of information may have been found accurate, reliable, and valuable during the time it was produced, it may become irrelevant and inaccurate with the passing of time, making it less valuable. Other information may be timeless, proven to be the same in reliability, accuracy, and value throughout history. Libraries. Types of libraries. Libraries are often classified in 4 groups, namely academic, public, school, and special. These libraries may either be digital or physical in form. Skills in accessing information from libraries. Due to the wealth of information in a library, it is important to know the following. Number 1, the access tool to use. How the information being accessed may be classified. The depth of details required. More detailed information requiring membership or some conformity to set rules of the source, example, databases. Characteristics of libraries in terms of reliability, accuracy, and values. Libraries of public books are often considered highly reliable, accurate, and valuable. Books and documents from dominant sources are often peer-reviewed. Our next source is the Internet. Information found on the Internet. Characteristics of Internet information in terms of reliability, accuracy, value, timeliness, and authority of the source. Realities of the Internet. And the information found on the Internet may be quite varied in form and content. Thus, it is more difficult to determine its reliability and accuracy. Accessing information on the Internet is easy, but requires more discipline to check and validate. Factual and fictitious data are often merged together. Sources always have to be validated. Now here are the skills that you need to develop to determine the reliability of information. Check the author. The author's willingness to be identified is a good indication of reliability. Next, check the date of publication or of update. While the information may be true, it may not be reliable if it is outdated or may have lost relevance. Next, Check for citations. Reliable authors have the discipline of citing sources of their information. Check the domain or owner of the site or page. The domains .edu and .gov are served for academic institution and the government, respectively. Information from such sites are presented with caution and are usually well-grounded. Site owners may have an agenda that affects the manner of which information is presented. Lastly, check the site design and the writing styles. Credible sources take time to make their information accessible and easy to comprehend. Now here are the skills in determining accurate information. First, look for facts. Next, cross-reference with other sources to check for consistency. Next, determine the reason for writing and publishing the information. Check if the author is objective or leaning heavily on a certain point of view. Check for advertising. Advertisers may use related information to market their product. Alternative media. Current popular alternative media. Rise of alternative media information. Other alternative forms of communication and distribution have become popular. These include social media, blogs, and flash mob performances. These alternative forms provide greater freedom and power to ordinary individuals and are a quicker way of distributing information. The downside is that a lot of information being passed around is biased and inaccurate. Indigenous media. Indigenous means native, local, originating, or produced naturally in a particular region. Indigenous knowledge is unique to a specific culture or society. It is not written down. Indigenous communication is a transmission of information through local channels or forms. It is a means by which culture is preserved, handed down, and adapted. Indigenous media and information refers to the original information created by a local group of people. This also refers to content about indigenous peoples that may be distributed through dominant forms of media or through forms of communication unique to their people group. Importance of indigenous media and information. Popular media cannot reach some rural areas. While print, broadcast, and new media have a wide reach, there are still areas that these forms of media have not reached. Indigenous media and information are highly credible because they are near the source and are seldom circulated for profit. Indigenous media are channels for change, education, and development because of its direct access to local channels. Ignoring indigenous media and information can result in development and education programs that are irrelevant and ineffective. Forms of indigenous media and their local examples. Folk or traditional media, gatherings and social organizations, direct observation, records may be written, carved, or oral, and oral instruction. Now it's time for a short quiz. Tell whether the statement is true or false. Indigenous knowledge refers to knowledge that is unique to a specific culture or society. Answer: true. Information is said to be accurate if it aids the user in making or improving decisions. Answer: true. Libraries of published books are often considered highly reliable, accurate, and valuable. Answer: true. Accessing information on the internet is easy, but requires more discipline to check and validate. Sources do not have to be validated. Answer: false. Information which is true is reliable even if it is outdated. Answer: false. Gathering and social organizations are forms of indigenous media. Answer: true. Indigenous communication is a means by which culture is preserved, handed down, and adapted. Answer: true. Indigenous media and information are highly credible because they are near the source and are seldom circulated for profit. Answer, true. Cross-referencing with other sources to check for consistency is a way to determine the timeliness of information. Answer, true. Ignoring indigenous media and information can result in development and education programs that are irrelevant and ineffective. Answer, true. Now for your next learning task, using a mind mapping tool, discuss the concepts of indigenous media and information. Start by defining keywords and connect them to other terms. If new related ideas come to mind, write them and draw lines connecting to other sub-ideas. Create a Venn diagram in your notebook comparing and contrasting indigenous media to more common sources of information such as library and internet. And that ends our lesson. Thank you so much for joining me. This has been Teacher Diane. See you again next time. Happy learning!